Carrie, okay, it is now recording. I know that Carrie asked that it be recorded. I know several people are going to be a little late joining, so they'll be on here in a little bit, but at least I'll have it recorded, and whatever they missed, they can see the recording. So I'm going to close that out. Nope, I don't want to do that. Okay, so it's all about working the plan. So what tonight I wanted to do is go through the seminar about working the plan, have some conversation about that. If time allows, I want to talk a little bit about Drive Like a Boss event and the opportunity meeting, both. And then if there's anything else that you guys have on your mind, I'd like to cover that as well. Okay, so when we talk about working the plan, you might say, what do you mean? Well, working the plan is really putting it all together. And it's working the plan for the campaign and for the quarter. And so it's understanding your results, finding the gaps, and planning to take action. And you're going to find as you do this consistently that your team is your multiplier. And that's how you're going to grow. And if you have a plan and you don't check your results against that plan, then things are going to kind of stay stagnant. They're not going to move. Now, this topic is very, very relevant to the entire group because I know many of you have had plans, switch plans, and when things aren't working, sometimes you stop plans. But if you will practice this one thing, I think it's going to help you to stay on target. So it's really about planning, executing the plan, and tracking your progress. And of course, our last module and last seminar was about, just creating that plan. And it's easy to look back and say, I should have done this, or I could have done that, or I would have done that. But you really have to be proactive and take a pulse on the things that you are doing, or the things that you are not doing, and look back and try to understand what made a campaign successful and maybe what made a campaign just really, really bad. And so today is all about tracking your progress. Now, I've already gotten application guides from, a few people, and I had a conversation about the application guide with a couple of people today already. So I know that you guys have already started to look at it and you started to think about it. And so as a result, I'm sure you have some things to share tonight that maybe they were your aha moments, or just maybe a recognition of something that you could have done, or should have done, or would have done. So before we get started or move any further, how often do you guys track your business results? And I'm not sure if you guys are all on mute or not, but I'm going to have it where all of your microphones are on so that you can share. So how often do you track your results? Anybody?
What do you mean by tracking? I mean, I look at Vibe every day to see how I'm doing.
Okay. And that's what I mean. So you look at Vibe every day. Some people may not look at Vibe every day, and that's okay because some people's teams aren't as big. They may only have, 10 people under them. Some people have 100 people. Some people have 70. Their Vibe may not change that much from one day to another. so they don't look at it every day.
Mhm.
Anybody else? How often you might look at Vibe or your results?
I look at it about every 2 days.
Every 2 days. Okay, that's Jennifer. So she's looking at it every 2 days. So, and when you look at it, what's your thought process when you look at it? You know, are you, are you looking at it and thinking, okay, here are some actions I've got to put in place? Or is it just, okay, let me just see where my numbers are today or every 2 days? What are you thinking when you're looking at the numbers? So, Margot, what are you thinking when you're looking at the numbers?
I'm thinking of ways that I can get people to engage with me on being more productive, getting their sales up,
Okay.
or also trying to figure out how I can get new recruits.
Okay. All right. Gio, what are you looking at when you look at your numbers or your results?
I just got on. I think I missed the question.
Okay. We're talking about looking at your results. You know, how often do you track your progress? And some people look at their Vibe every day. Some people look at their Vibe every couple of days. Some people only look at it once a week. There's no right or wrong answer because everybody's team is different. Just the only thing I would say is just be careful not to spend all your time looking at Vibe when the numbers may not move that much every day. But when you look at it, what are you looking at it for?
Well, when I look at it, I'm looking at, I usually try to look at it right after my order goes in because I'm trying to catch people that have orders that are on hold, past dues, people that are pending that haven't put an order in. I want to touch bases with them. So that's about when I really spend a good 2 or 3 days on my Vibe. And it's usually right after RPS 9 goes in. But I still do all the birthdays at least once or twice a week. I do the anniversaries and the birthdays.
Okay. So when you do your anniversary and birthdays, are you you're trying to do the anniversaries and birthdays on their specific day versus, okay, I got 4 birthdays this month. I want to recognize them, or are you trying to do it on a daily basis on the birthdays? And all of you can kind of share in this. How are you celebrating birthdays? Are you trying to hit every single person on their birthday?
I try to do that. This is Jill. I try to do that because it seems to be a little bit better. But if I get behind and I'm doing an event or doing something, then I'll do a group one. Like I'll throw them out there once a week or something like that.
Okay. How about some of the rest of you? How are you? I mean, that's one thing you're looking at on Vibe. You're looking at birthdays and anniversaries.
I used to do it every day, but now I do it once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah. I was doing it daily, but then I'd get behind and I didn't want to miss people on their day, so I just started doing it by the month. Okay. And now that I'm doing the newsletter, I'm just going to start including it in that as well, because people do like to see their name in print.
Okay. So so this is a good discussion because as you look at your planning, everything you do requires some time. So you have to figure out when you're going to do it. And as we had talked about calendars, if you're looking at your monthly calendar and you say, okay, this is the very first day of the month. So on the first day of the month, I'm going to look at Vibe And what I'm going to do on that day is I'm going to recognize all of my October birthdays and anniversaries. And then I will know I got everybody covered. But if your team is smaller, say you only have 5 or 10 people, then it's probably easier for you to calendarize it, and you're looking at from October to December, and you're putting on your calendar on that day or in your phone all of your birthdays of your teams, so it's going to come up and you can say, you know, happy birthday. So that's just one example of planning, and planning in a way that maximizes and minimizes the amount of time that you're spending on it. Jill mentioned campaign planning. When you look at campaign planning and tracking your progress, that's short term. So you're saying, okay, how did things go this campaign? Either before the order goes in or before the order closes. These are activities you might decide to do. And in order to do that, you obviously have to look at your results. So you're tracking your progress short term during the campaign. And so you have an opportunity to see if you're on track. You know, are you going to hit the sales goal? Are you going to get the number of first generation orders you need? What about titles? And what can you do to adjust your actions? And then at the same time, it's important to take a look at your long-term goals, which maybe not, it's not a campaign. It's going to be more like the quarter. And so we just finished out a quarter at campaign 19. So you can go back and look at what your quarterly results were and start to kind of understand what happened. Now, everyone has on your vibe what you see here on the right, right? And this is your
Right.
this is your progress report. So during the campaign, you can understand your results, fill the gaps, and plan to take action, right? So this gives you a very high level view. It says, okay, I'm a bronze leader. My next title is a silver leader. And here's where I am. Here are my requirements, and here are my results. So as you look at this one sample, what jumps out at you in terms of this particular progress report that you're looking at?
It tells you the percentage of where you are.
I'm sorry?
It shows you your percentage of where you are
Okay.
in meeting that goal.
Okay. So it shows you the percentage. What else is it showing you?
It tells you how much you need and where you are. Like in total team sales, it tells you what you need, and it tells you where you are as far as getting there. And if you've met the goal, it's a little green check mark next to it.
Okay. So in this particular instance, team sales is the area, it's the gap, right?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Because first, and so these 3 requirements, in order for you to title and move title, there are 3 requirements for everybody. It's always your first generation orders, it's always your personal sales, and it's always your team sales. Those are 3 primary things. And then it's about leadership. So if you look at this and you say, okay, my personal sales are doing great. I got a good base of customers, but my team sales are not. So then you're going to be thinking, okay, so what am I going to do to impact that? Right?
Right.
This also shows the commission structure at the bottom for your title. So let's say you're bronze leader. So on this example, you're bronze leader. So as a bronze leader, your commission structure is 7.5% first generation, 3% second, and 2% third, right? Now, what is that 78% saying? What is that 78% saying?
Let me get back on the screen. Somehow I got off. Okay, the 78% is telling you that you've met the personal sales and the first generation orders, but that you do not have a silver ambassador and your sales are not where they need to be.
Okay.
Your team sales are not where they need to be.
So you're 78% of what?
Of 100%. You're at 78% of the requirements.
The requirement to do what?
To make silver leader.
Perfect. Okay. So it's always telling you how close or how far away you are from getting that next title during that campaign, right?
Right.
Okay. Perfect. So let's meet Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. Now, Carrie's not with us tonight, but we have our own Carrie. Now, Carrie's a bronze leader. How many of you out there are bronze leaders?
I am.
Jill?
I am.
I am. All right, Carrie's a bronze leader, just like Jill. And she recently participated in the Leadership Development Program. And she checks her progress during the current campaign and finds that she has achieved 99% of her current title's requirement. And she's thrilled that her efforts are paying off. Carrie has a goal to become a silver leader in the next year. She checks her progress towards silver leader requirements so she can adjust her activities and achieve her goals. Boy, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's find the gaps. So what is keeping Carrie from becoming a silver leader?
She needs more team sales, and she needs a silver ambassador.
Okay, so she needs more team sales and she needs another leader, another first generation leader, right?
Right.
So how much more in team sales does she need?
About, my math is not great, but rounding it off, I would say she needs about 5,000.
Around 5,000. Awesome. So, and she needs her team sales. So, Carla, what can Carrie do to try to increase her team sales?
She could try to have an incentive or something for her team.
Okay.
She could also go on the downline manager, the Vibe, and see who has put their orders in, who hasn't put an order in, who's on hold.
Okay. Awesome. No orders, holds. Okay. What else can she do to drive team sales?
Add more people.
Add more people.
Right. Add more people.
So let's talk about that. What does more, as it relates to team sales, how does adding more people affect her short-term goal? In this campaign for team sales? Is it big? Is it significant? Is it?
Well, for this campaign, it wouldn't.
It
wouldn't help. But you can get, like she said a minute ago, I'm sorry, I forgot who that was, but getting people on your team to place a bigger order. If they haven't already ordered, you can get them to place an order.
Awesome.
The adding people, that particular campaign will not get you to where you need to be that campaign, but adding more people could help you for the next campaign. So that's pre-planning for me.
Yes. So when you add a new person, what do you expect that new person's order to look like?
I expect a $150 order.
And why do you expect a $150 order?
Well, because they'll meet the rebate and they'll also meet their incentive for the 40%. So that should be their only focus, is a $150 order. That should be their main focus. When I sign somebody up, that's what I teach them, to please focus only on the $150 order, because you will make the rebate, you will make your 40% incentive. And of course, that also helps me, but it also helps them, because if I tell them they can put any size order in their first order, they don't really have a goal. So that's why I tell them a $150 order. So I do expect that from them.
So
I mean, I don't always get it, but
yeah. So so whose goal is that $150? Is that, whose goal is that?
Well, it should be their goal. That's their goal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's their goal, because they want to get the rebate, right? They want to get to 40%. So that should be their goal.
Okay.
So that's, but as a leader, I try to teach them that that's what they need to focus on. Because when you're first a new representative, if you put yourself in a place of a new representative and you say to yourself, well, I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I mean, I'll just go out and try to see if I can get some orders. Well, if I give you direction and say, look, we need to get you a $150 order so that you can earn this incentive as a 40%, so you can earn the rebate, you know, it gives them something to focus on. So that's why I do that.
Okay. So let me give you another scenario, and I want you guys to think about this one. You've been talking to a new recruit, and you've kind of gotten to know her. You know a little bit about her, and she is looking to become a representative. And you're asking her questions as to why. And she says, well, I was working a part-time job and I want to quit it. And you ask her, well, why do you want to quit it? And you say, well, you know, I don't like the hours, or, you know, I don't like the job, or whatever the case may be. And so she might say, but if I quit it, I need to make $500 a month. That's the only way I can quit that job, is that I can make $500 a month with my Avon business. And she may ask you, can I make $500 a month with my Avon business? What's the answer?
She can make $500 a month.
So if she can make $500 a month, and she's a brand new representative, and she's told you that I need to make $500 a month with my Avon business, or I got to find another job, or I got to do something else. So she's kind of saying, if I can't make $500, I'm not going to stick with this, right? Because that's what she needs. So how do you tell her she's going to make $500 a month in her Avon business? What does she have to do? Margot? Anybody?
I think you would have to break it down for her. Let her know about how many customers she needs, and if she, you know, she has to have the 150 in order to get the 40%. But show her, and my math is not that great, but show her how much she would earn at 40%. I don't think I'm explaining it right. But let's say if if she put in a $150 order, that's what, $60? So whatever it is for her to make the $250 a campaign with 40% off, whatever that total would be is what you would tell her. I'm going to grab my phone and see if I can't figure it out. So if she's got, and you probably already have the answers, but if she's got, where's mine? She needs to make 250. Well, okay, 150 order is what, $60? So a $500 order is $200.
Mhm.
So if her sales were around 650, she may make it, I think. 650 minus the 40%, yeah. 650 will get her $260 a campaign.
Okay, excellent. And so,
Yeah, that's,
so if you got somebody that says, you know, I want to make I need to make $500 a month in my Avon business. How do I do that? If you can't tell them how to do that, they're not going to stick around. Now, if you happen to say, if they say to you, because you're having a conversation, why do you want to have an Avon business? You know, what are you doing this for? What are your goals? I understand the $150. That's an incentive that Avon has, but that may not be her goal, because that $150 goal can put around $60 in her pocket. And the reason why I say around $60 in her pocket, we don't know how much of that order is a personal order, or how many books she might order, because that's going to come out of her profit. Because so often what happens is that we're not teaching people how they can have a profit with their Avon business, how to make money. And so that's when you say, some people say, well, you know, no, I'm quitting. Well, they're quitting because they haven't figured out how to make money yet. And if the bar is at $150, then that's what they're going to shoot for. If they said, I want to make $500 a month, then you've got to up the bar to $650 in sales. And then you're going to say, okay, at $650 in sales, and if you're saying, well, the average Avon order is, you know, say it's $30, then you want to try to get 20 customers, right?
Right. So you would probably explain it like, if you had 20 customers, each ordering about $30 worth of product, that's going to give you a $600 order minus your 40% commission. You're going to make $240.
Right.
And then I would not only just say that to her, but I would write it down so that she could see it.
She has to see it. And you have to feel confident that you can explain it to her. Because if someone comes to you and says, well, you know, if I can make about $250 a month or $300 a month in my Avon business, or $500 a month or $1,000 a month, whatever amount they give you, you've got to be able to, you're the coach. You got to be able to tell them how they can do it with Avon. And not only do you have to be able to tell them to do it, you might say, all right, I'm talking to Dee, and I'm just like, okay, so Dee says, I want to make $500 a month with my Avon business. And then I may ask Dee, well, how much time are you willing to put in your business?
Mm-hmm.
How many hours a week are you willing to commit to Avon and to your business? And if she doesn't know, then you may say, well, how many hours did you work at your part-time job to get that $500 that you were making? And she said, well, I got a part-time job, and I was making $500 a month. And let's just say that part-time job was paying her, I don't know, $8 an hour. Are you guys hanging with me?
Yes.
Okay. So $8 an hour for 40 hours is 320. 60 times 8, 480. So she's probably working at $8 an hour.
How many hours?
She's
20?
She's probably working about 60 hours.
Yeah. And that's not part-time, that's full-time.
That is full time. Full time. Well, but we're saying a month. We're saying 60 hours a month, right? I need to
Okay.
make sure. I need to make sure everybody's doing the math, and I need everybody to I need to hear your voices, okay? Because this is so critical to you being a coach and helping someone make money, and it's also critical to you making money, right?
Right.
Okay, let's start over. What did Deb say? I want to write it down again.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Let's say it's Carrie. Carrie is who we're talking about. Carrie is one of your people on your team. And Carrie has said, well, I want to make $500 a month with my Avon business. Well, great, Carrie. Well, what does that $500 a month mean to you? And she's going to say, it's going to replace my part-time job. It's going to pay my car bill, my cell phone bill, and my light bill, my heat bill, whatever the case is. She can tell you what she's going to do with that $500. Now, each one of you need to ask yourself, is that a reasonable amount for somebody to say that they would want to make in a part-time business?
I say yes.
Okay. So let's say $500. So Carrie wants to make $500 and she's relying on you, her coach, teach me how to make $500 with Avon. So Deborah just said, well, we have 2 campaigns a month, right? And Deborah, you said, how much does she need to sell each campaign?
$650 order would give her a commission of $250. So if she had $650 in sales minus the 40% commission she'll get, now I'm showing 260 instead of 250. Maybe I wrote that wrong.
Yeah, and that's fine, roughly right.
Okay, $650 in orders divided by 40%. Oh, I did that wrong. $650 in orders minus her 40% commission, she would earn $260
Okay.
per campaign. And $650 order, if her customers are spending $30 each, she's going to need about 22 customers.
Okay. So you already know, and so these are numbers that you should have in your head automatically. And if you're out for coffee or you're talking to somebody or you're over their house, you could take back of a napkin or a piece of paper and say, okay, Carrie, you want $500. Every campaign, you need a $650 order, and you need 20 customers. All right? And so you're going to say, okay, so she's going to say, well, where do I get my customers? So let's just talk about that. How can you help her find 20 customers?
By doing the 40 by 4.
Awesome. 40 by 4. How else? And by the way, I think that's one of the best ways is the 40 by 4. Because on that 40 by 4, you're listing family members, friends, neighbors, church members, the bank, the cleaners, the grocery. You're listing all these places that that person's going to go in the course of their week where they can pick up customers. Right?
Right.
I also try to teach them how to do the
daily care flyer, and I try to explain to them, you know, that it's a good value and that you'll get a lot of people. So I tell them to text it to people, put it on social media, make copies of it, things like that.
Perfect.
So I think that daily care flyer is a really good flyer for new representatives to concentrate on, because if they sell, what, 20 of them or whatever, you know, they're at their 150 for sure.
They only need to sell 8 to get to the 150.
No, I mean the 500.
Oh, the 500, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you've got the daily care collection, you've got your 40x4, you've got, you know, they're gonna build their own personal order as well. I mean, you're asking them, okay, well, instead of going to Walmart or Target or the dollar store or whatever, now you're going to start buying your personal care items and starting with the daily care collection from your own business, right? You're gonna buy from yourself, but be careful not to buy too much because you don't want to be your best customer.
Correct.
So that's just kind of an example of why it is so important to know their goal and how much they want to make. I love the $150, but to be honest, I think that is crippling our new representatives from living up to their fullest potential and making as much as they can make. Because if you just ask for 150, you're just going to get 150. If you ask for 650, you're certainly going to get the 150. You might get 650. So if you added 5 new people on your team and all of them were looking to make $500 a month, those 5 people are going to be working toward a $650 order. So $650 order times 5 new people, how much does that give you in team sales?
Okay, I'm getting my calculator out. What was that again? 5 people?
You got 5 new people this campaign, and you're coaching them. And you're coaching them to make $500 a month with their Avon business. So each one of them are going to do $650. Say they do $650 in their first campaign. You got 5 new people. How much is that in sales for your team?
$3,250.
3,200 and what?
50.
50.
Yep.
If you've got, well, that doesn't even include your order. But if you've got 5 people, each putting in $650 order, yeah, that's $3,250, not including yours.
Right. Because your team sales includes what you sell and more. So let's look at Carrie here. Carrie here on our sheet, on the screen in front of us. Carrie has done what I can't really read it. It's around $7,300, and she needs $12,500 in sales. And yes, we know she can recruit. But if she could find, and let's see, how many people do we see on here? How many people Carrie has on her team? Can't see it. Well, she's got 37 first-generation orders. But the point is, she only needs 5,000 to get to 12,500. All right, in one campaign. So 5,000, if you had $650, if you had people shooting after a $650 order per campaign, 5,000, that would be 9 people. 9 people turning in a $650 order is going to be $5,950. Are you guys following me? Because I'm not writing it down, and I can certainly pull up a whiteboard in here and do it, because I do think this is so, so important.
So she needs let's say she needs $4,500 in sales to get to her goal. And she's looking for people to put in a $650 order. She would need 7 people.
Perfect. Yes, you got it. How's everybody else doing? How's everyone else? Are you figuring the math? Are you seeing how this works? Is it making sense?
I am. It's making sense. I'm writing it all down.
I got it all. I got this.
Okay, what about, but I got some other people on here that I'm not hearing from, and I want to hear from you guys. What is this? Is this making sense? Margot.
Did we lose Margot? She's probably on mute.
Well, let's see. I thought, no, well,
We have 6 people at the meeting.
yeah, Margot, she's out here. Jennifer, are you there?
Yeah, sorry I have it mute because my daughter's watching a movie.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Are you getting it?
Yep.
I mean, so you guys tell me if I'm smoking some funny stuff, let me know, but I need to hear what you're thinking, because if you are thinking, well, Dee's crazy, they're not going to get a $650 order. I want you to say that. I want to hear what you're thinking, because if you're thinking that, they're not going to make it. And if it's not realistic, and if you don't think it can happen, we need to talk among each other how it can happen.
I think it can happen depending on how motivated they are and how you present it to them, because if you're hyped and you're motivated, it's going to help them to be that way as well. But if you come across and say, for your first daughter, I don't think that's a possible goal, and if you're just real negative about it, then they're going to follow suit and they're going to start to doubt that they can do it.
Now, so each one of you have pretty big orders. Now, Deborah, how much was your personal order last campaign?
Last campaign, I'm going to look, I think it was like 5 something, but this current campaign, no, I remember I'm a trendsetter. This last order that I put in was $1,190.
So it was $1,100. Okay, what about Jennifer? What was your last campaign order?
The last one I only had 50, but I usually do 400 to 500 each campaign. But the last one was my fault. I didn't get all my books out in time.
Right. Yeah. So, and that happens. Carla, what about you? How large are your personal orders? Carla, come off mute for a minute.
Sorry. This last one was almost 700.
So you guys are doing $400, $500, $600, $700. Why wouldn't you challenge your new representative to be like you? You're looking for rock stars. You're not looking for just the average Joe Blow, right? I mean, if they end up being average, great. But right off the bat, with a new representative, challenge them to be great. Challenge them to be just like you. And don't tell them, it's taken me 10 years to get to the point where I got a $500 order. Don't do that. Don't do it. Okay? Now, how many people, Deborah, with your $500 order, how many customers do you have?
That's the thing. No, that's the thing. I don't have a lot of customers, but I have helpers. And my helpers are who's bringing in the orders.
Well, but if you have customers, then the customers if you have helpers, the helpers have customers. So you do have customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say about 25.
Okay. So then the math just worked out, right?
Right.
The math works. Math is it works. So we know you take 20, 25. You got a new person. Why can't you teach them how to have a helper?
Right.
Or go to a business? Or help them build their customer base, right? Carla, what are you thinking?
Mine runs about 20, 25. I have 2 helpers. And
You have 2 helpers and you're
we have
getting,
about
okay.
they about have 5 or 6 people themselves, so probably around 25, 30 total.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute. Okay, so you guys, my point is, you know the magic numbers. Set the expectation with your new people. And if you need $12,500 in sales a campaign, Deborah's already done the math. You need how many people to place a $650 order? So to grow her team sales, we talked about it. Carrie can grow her team's total number of orders. And the only way that she can grow her team's total number of orders is she's got to teach her people that she really wants them to make $500. You know, she wants to help them make $500 a month. So that's kind of the goal you need to look at. And I'm telling you, historically, people who go into home-based businesses, if they don't find that they're making money, they tend not to stick with it. You know, so she can grow her team's total number of orders. You know, instead of having 37 orders, she tries to get 47 orders. She gets more orders. So that deals with, okay, looking at the no orders and the whole orders. Or she brings a bunch of new people in, but when she's bringing on the new people, if you're just asking them for $150, it's not going to grow as fast as if you're asking for $650. Because when you're asking them for a larger order size, you're going to grow your average order size, right? All right, you guys talk to me.
Right.
All right, Jill.
Yep, right. I'm sorry, I was on mute. I was talking, but you can hear me.
All right. So there's a variety of activities that can help Carrie increase her team sales, and we talked about them. You know, she could share some you can share some best practices on social media to try to grow her total orders. You can follow up with reps with no orders, and we talked about that. Sharing ideas, creating an order, you know, that's bigger. You know, is she driving the A box and the $40 order? We can talk about that average order size, you know, like that McDonald's. Are you upselling or upsizing it? Are you teach her to add on sales? Somebody gives her an order for $20 and she says, hey, did you look at that lipstick on the back or that lip liner? Or did you see that new fragrance? Or it's a cross category sale. You're giving her ideas. If she buys jewelry, encourage her to add makeup for a finished look. Think about online sales. Think about people who've purchased this item also purchased something else. You see that all the time when you go buy online, right? So these are ways to think about how to grow team sales. Do you guys have any other ideas that you want to share with the group? Don't be shy.
Those people who have not placed an order for a while, or even those who have, like you did with me, go through your customer list. Who hasn't placed an order in a while? Follow up with them, and maybe they will order. That's another way of increasing your sales.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Team sales, ideas. So when you look at your progress report, when you look at Vibe, and you see your sales are down, there's a lot of different things you can do. The key is going to be not just looking at it, but what actions will you take? Now, we know the other issue with Carrie is that she needs to improve her first generation leaders, right?
Right.
So we know that Carrie can recruit new representatives who might be interested in leadership, identify team members who are good potential leaders, discuss the leadership opportunity with them, and coach them to help them achieve that next title. So now let's back it up. Jill, you've got this new representative,
Yes.
and she told you she wants to make $500 a month, right?
Yes.
And so you told her, well, hey, the way to do that is for you to get a $650 or personal order yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she gets a $650 order herself. She needs how much more to get to $1,000 in team sales and get a promotion to bronze ambassador?
I'm sorry. I had an interference. I didn't hear you.
Okay. And it's not just Jill, everybody, listen. You have a representative that wants to make the $500 a month, right?
Right.
And she's already agreed that she's going to work to get $650 per campaign in sales, right?
Right.
How much in team sales does she need to become a bronze ambassador?
Who?
$1,000.
Okay.
Team sales.
1,000 in team sales. So
Yes.
you coached her to help her to get $650 orders by herself, right?
Yes.
Right.
How much more?
Yes.
350.
How much?
350.
350.
Mm-hmm. Now, will all of hers count?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I thought there was a limit on it.
No. She can have $1,000 all by herself.
Okay, as long as she has 3 people putting in orders.
As long as she has the order count, it doesn't matter. Even if the person puts a book order in, it doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Now, does she, so what does that mean? What are the implications of you teaching somebody to do 650 and they're getting a $500, they're going to make their $500 off of their sales? If you teach them to bring a couple more people in with, say, that $150 order, maybe it's just a $150, 2 people could get her to a bonus, right?
She has to have at least 3 orders, 3 team orders,
Including her own.
including her own.
Okay.
So if her order is 650 and she brings in 3 people, between those 3 people, even if they just put in a $120 order each, she's at 1,000.
Right. That's right. And she just made another $500, right?
Right, if that's the bonus. I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is $500 bonus. Yes.
So if you could teach somebody to do that in their first 2 or 3 campaigns, what's the likelihood that they'll stick around?
I think they'd stay once they see that money, see the money rolling in there, and that will encourage them to keep going higher and higher, because it's like an addiction. You know, you're going to chase that first high. So if your first one is successful and you're making money, you're going to keep wanting to do that.
Okay. I agree. So it's just another way to look at it, you know, and allow them to see what the potential is if, you know, they start to recruit to the next level. Now, you know, if you bring in that bronze ambassador, you need a silver leader. You know, well, you can't get there unless you start to bring, you got to develop bronze ambassadors first. You know, that's your first step. And then you got to keep moving them through. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Look at your long-term progress. And I know it's 9 o'clock, guys. Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Okay. I only heard one yes.
Yep, I am.
Yes.
All right. Long-term progress, rise to the next level. So beyond the campaign, finding the gaps, look at your results at the end of the quarter, and compare it. And that's how you're going to be able to grow. It's looking at your personal measures, looking at your ideas. I know Deborah had talked about the 5 contacts, 5 days a week. I know she mentioned that earlier. Meet more people. Go back to the people that you know. I know Jennifer last night, she had a great team meeting. She had everybody at her team meeting fill out that 40 by 4 again. Many of them had seen it. A couple people had not. But keep putting it in front of them, because the names will change and their thinking will change. Follow the grow when you talk to people. You guys remember what the GROW was? GROW, what it stands for? Now remember that? That was way
I have to refer to my notes.
that was way back at the beginning when we used the GROW model. And the GROW was get to know the person and her needs. And that's what we just talked about. Yes, we've got Kickstart. Wonderful. $150, you hit your goal. But if her needs are more than a $150 order, you gotta coach her to her needs. Recommend the right Avon solution or recommend the right plan to help her reach her goal. Offer relatable stories. How you got to have 20 or 30 customers. Because somebody said, well, I don't really have 20, 30 customers. I got 3 helpers. Well, tell them, here's how I get my $500, $600 order. I got helpers. Well, gosh, where'd you get your helpers? Well, I got one that works at the bank, and I've got one that works at the insurance company, or I've got one at the high school, and they take all the orders in the high school, and I just pick them up. That's how you're teaching them how to build their team, build their orders, and build their customer base, right? Do the add-on sales, the cross-category sales, and just steal others' ideas. Steal shamelessly, all right? When it comes to titling, you all you're looking and thinking about who will you coach next? Who will be your next leaders? Well, your next leaders are probably on your team, but I'm telling you, if you don't teach them how to sell, if you don't teach them how to be able to generate that $500 or $600 order, they're probably not going to be leaders long. Because you know how it's been for you personally. When your personal sales decline to, $50 or $100, it affects your whole team, right? And then you've got to work to get it back up.
Yes.
So the best leader is also a great representative. They're a great seller. Again, focusing on your gaps is important. Remembering the long term. Think about your team as the multiplier. What can you do for your team, and what can your team do for you? So it's literally true that you can succeed best, quickest by helping others to succeed. Teach them how to sell. Teach them how to sell. Every last one of you are hitting the requirements of your personal sales and your first generation orders. What you are missing is your team sales for most of you. Some of you are missing out on some leadership, but that's recruiting. That's recruiting. But you can recruit all day long. But if you're not teaching them how to sell, you're going to be missing it. Now, the application guide, thanks. I know a couple of you have already started to complete it, and that's wonderful. I hope that you think about it in a little different way now that we've kind of talked through the gaps and focusing on team sales. And when we get together for our collaboration call, we're going to talk about what's your proudest moment as an Avon business leader. So that'll be our hot topic. So this is all about working the plan. You know, put together a great plan and find out if it is working and track your progress. So that's everything for working the plan. Now, everyone has the opportunity meeting format. And I know I haven't talked to everybody one-on-one, but the opportunity meeting format, and let's see, that's not it. That's Drive Like a Boss. Looks like this. You guys can still see my screen, right?
Right.
All right. So I have, if you have PowerPoint, then you know that you can go to PowerPoint, print, and when you print your slides, instead of full slide pages, you can go and print note pages, and then you can print out the notes. So I want you to be able to print out the notes because that's how you will learn the presentation. All right? So as you learn the presentation, then you'll be able to be more convincing. Because when you present the opportunity, it's really about you understanding the content, you treating the Avon opportunity presentation like it's your product. This is your product. It's like a mascara or skincare. You're the expert. You're going to present the information with lots of enthusiasm. The first slide is really all about you starting out with the Boss Like video, which is the first thing on here. And then you're talking about the business. You're talking about how you got started. You're sharing your story. You're giving some credibility to Avon as a company, how long it's been around. And it's going to be the #1 social selling company. And that's a migration. You're going to talk about products that are buzzworthy, that are getting awards in Allure. You know, why customers, swear by these products and love them. You're going to talk about our support for breast cancer and domestic violence. You're going to talk about the daily care bundle and how this is how we help new representatives get started, and how we help people live happier lives, looking good, feeling good, doing good. So it's a balanced approach when you look at the Avon business. It's not just one-dimensional, and it's fun. And you've got a team, and they're all great people, and they love sharing their passion and their beauty, and they love to share these products. And then all of a sudden comes Jill, and Jill is going to give a testimonial. She's going to tell about how she got started, what she loves about Avon, and maybe one of her proudest accomplishments. And maybe her proudest accomplishment was going to Nassau, Bahamas last year with her husband, and they had a blast. And she didn't pay a dime for it. She just earned it through her Avon business. And then you may tell someone else, you can do it too. So you can earn this business on your own team. You can share what you love and what you want. You can sell what you want. You can build how you want. Okay? It's your business. And it's easy to get started. You can start your business for as little as $25. And we have a $50 kit, a $100 kit. So you decide how much money you want to invest up front. And I will teach you how to reach your goals. All right? And that's the how. And then you can talk about the training, the tools, the community, the team, the products, youravon.com. And then you have an opportunity to earn $1,000 in 90 days. And here's how you can do it. And that's the minimum that you can make. You can make more than that. $40 for you, bringing in 3 friends, a $200 bonus. Okay? You're going to talk about Kickstart. Then it's shop with your name on it. Your business, you get an online store. It's free with your Avon business. It's open 24/7. People go shop to your site. You make money, right? It's your business, but you're never alone. The rewards are worth more than just money. And this, again, is a trip. And this may be where Jill may talk about her trip, or someone who's been on a trip. So you kind of can, pick and choose how you want to share. If you're just doing the entire presentation by yourself, you talk about your trip right here, or maybe you talk about, hey, your trip to Nashville and RepFest, because the way you end the presentation is with, hey, we're getting ready to give away a car. You can be a winner of that car. It's a sweepstakes. And then you end with the video that is about Nashville.
The energy here among other representatives is so amazing. Avon has turned it up.
We're excited to announce that we are now in the beauty box business.
I love Avon's new A-Box because it offers a variety of products for customers every campaign that it can choose from. Si compras $40, se te da un A-Box.
Our gift to you is to deliver the best holiday ever.
They put me such in the festive spirit already.
The products coming across just blew me away.
How cute are these?
It's going to be so easy to share, and people are going to love not having to waste time unwrapping.
It's our great pleasure to introduce Aspira from Avon, a health and wellness line with the mission of empowering the health of people everywhere.
I have a huge community of friends and families that already use health and wellness in their lifestyle, so I would love to integrate this.
I love the fact that the drink is plant-based. The earning potential is unlimited.
Aspira!
Avon is going to be on Project Runway every single week.
Make it work. Make it work. Make it work.
He's so cute. I just love him.
How thrilling is our relationship with Avon?
I was so blown away. I love Project Runway.
I'm definitely going to do a lot of Facebook Live parties.
It's just so exciting. I think it's going to reach a younger generation. Our customers are going to be so shocked and so excited.
Yes.
It's obviously a new Avon, new opportunities.
Everybody should come.
Yes! Breakfast!
All right. And then you're going to close it out with a great deal of excitement, and you're going to ask them to join your team.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, you guys, I know it's a little bit after 9. Any thoughts, comments? That's the opportunity meeting. That is certainly, you got to put your twist on it. You got to make it yours. You got 30 minutes to do it. I just went through these slides in probably 10 minutes. So there's obviously more depth there, but at least you kind of can see. Now, Jill, we talked about it earlier, and you weren't feeling the flow. Are you feeling the flow now?
Yeah, I think I am. I think it's a lot better now. I've been reading that today, so thank you.
All right, good deal. Good deal. All right, you guys. Any questions? Margot, did I lose you? Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I can't see where my screen is, but anyway. So you guys are quiet. I'm concerned. What are you thinking? Did I share too much? Or what is it? What are you thinking?
I'm just ready to get going. I'm ready to move on to the next level.
All right.
And my mind is just reeling on how I'm going to do it, because this coaching program has given us so much. You want to incorporate it all, but there's not enough time in a day. So you have to pick and choose, bits and pieces here and there to make it all happen. But it's all good.
All good. Well, and you have to go back and, and recall. But right now, again, it's about working the plan. And there are two levers as a leader. there are two levers. There are sales and there are recruits. And if you keep working those two levers, you're going to reach your goal. You're going to develop people to the point where leaders are going to bubble up. And, I hope over the next couple of weeks you keep trying to drive participation and drive like a boss for your opportunity meetings and share the opportunity. I'm going to be putting together kind of a process by which to kind of evaluate or certify you on giving the presentation. So we'll work one-on-one on that. Because I want you to get so comfortable at it that it just rolls off of you, that it is just in you, that anytime you talk to someone, it's just going to bubble up. And everything that you see, which is all of Avon, comes very natural for you to share with other people. And that's that enthusiasm that we talk about on the energy bus, right? That's that energy and that enthusiasm, and that's that attraction. And when you have that, your team's going to grow because they're going to see it in you, and other people are going to see it. And your team is going to witness a transformation, and you're going to be transformed. You will be transformed because you're going to walk different, you're going to talk different, and you're going to look different. And people are going to say, well, what's going on with Deborah? Well, what's going on with Jill? I see a difference in her. What is it? That's what you want them to say. If people aren't saying that about you, then that means you still got work to do. Because you want to be able to say, hey, it's my Avon business. I love what I do. I love helping people. I love helping, people build their business, because when I know I help others, it comes back to me twofold, right? All right, lady. I'm going to let you go, but thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Call me if you have.
Thank you very.
Call me if you have any questions. All right.
Thanks, Dee.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.